Welcome back to Sister Secrets, episode 10. So, I know. We have the finale, and we have our beautiful mom with us. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you.
Susan. Welcome to the show, Susan. Welcome to the madness.
Yeah, this is the one and only time, girl.
We roped her in. Yeah, we had to bring her in for our last episode. So we're actually sitting out in the back garden, having an Aperol spritz
Cheers,
in the sun.
ladies.
Cheers to the
Slàinte
finale.
To the finale.
What did my father used to say, your granddad?
Gunarium Bower. No, wait.
Gomermi
bio
Eggs I'm sure we
Eggs. Gomermi bio Egan I'm sure Yes. Can never get it right.
That's what our granddad used to say.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yummy.
You cannot beat an Aperol. I'm going to put mine here.
No,
do
you are
do
not.
you know what? That's her Waterford crystal.
She
gave me the eyes.
I broke one at Christmas. I nearly died.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Speaking of Christmas, my mom's sitting here wearing her Christmas socks.
It's a vibe.
What made you pick out
Because
Christmas
it's the
socks?
first thing I saw in the drawer.
That's perfect.
I was getting dressed today.
But you know what's so funny? Anthony changed the bed sheets the other day, and I came home. Christmas bed sheets he put on the bed.
Yeah.
It's like as he was doing it, I was like, you better not be putting on the Christmas ones, because I had a feeling he might, and he did.
You know him well.
So you and Anthony are just all in the Christmas vibe right now.
Yeah. Get ready. Be prepared.
So
Let's
where
take
do we
it.
begin?
Take it all back.
Take it all back. So for those of you who don't know, our mom actually does Be About Beauty and Caldora Skin Clinic with us.
Yeah.
So we all do it together. She just likes to take a back seat.
She's behind the scenes.
Yes, very much so.
Where she likes
Not
to be.
today.
Oh my God. I don't like the sound of that.
So we started Be About Beauty because of you, ma'am, didn't we?
Yes, at the kitchen table here.
Yeah.
And everyone always asks me and Blana, how did Be About come about? But we've never actually heard you say it. So do you want to just say how it came to your head?
Take it away. How did it start? Well, I was made redundant. I was at a loose end. Avi had finished college and didn't want to pursue a career in your
Degree.
degree. And Blonnet was doing freelance makeup and was quite happy doing it, actually.
Yeah.
But then we put it out there, maybe this is the time to start a business.
And what made you think that would be a good idea? Like, how did it just come to your head? I want to start a business.
Yous are always like, mom and dad, but always like, yous are growing a following, monetize it, act on it now, not later. Wasn't that how it came around?
Yeah, but plus the fact we've always done our little bits and pieces. I've always done different things.
Yeah. Take us through some of them.
Well, about 30 years ago now, I did aromatherapy.
Oh, yes.
I studied that.
And you still make things.
And got my iTech cert. And I was always doing different things. I did a pottery course.
You did not?
I did.
I didn't know that.
In Marley Park.
Are you any use?
No, absolutely.
So you're a licensed potterer?
No. Oh, God, no. No. It was just kind of a hobby more than anything else.
We were at that, weren't we?
Yeah.
I remember being at that.
And then myself and my friend Geraldine came back from London because we used to live in London, and we decided to set up a sandwich round called the Bizzo.
The Bizzo. I love this story. What was the Bizzo?
What was it?
So we used to make our sandwiches and deliver them to offices. So the office would buy the sandwiches off them ready-made. So we'd call into an office, certain offices, we had a little round all made up. And we call in the morning and they'd buy their lunch sandwiches off us.
It's brilliant.
It's great.
Yeah.
And it is an idea that still exists now.
Oh, God, yeah. Someone
Yeah.
came around to our office with ready-made little sandwiches, like nothing like greasy heavy, just homemade nice sambos.
In our UK office, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
It's big in the UK. I think that's where we got the idea.
Yeah.
Like it's huge in the UK.
Oh, I do remember the girls saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So we used to make them fresh very early in the morning and then tot on out and buy our Danish pastries and stuff on the way and then do all our deliveries. Yeah.
Did you have a uniform?
Yes, we did. We had a T-shirt and we had a little fella on it and he was holding a tray like this and he had roller skates and we had the Bizzo.
That's adorable.
I love the name.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Did you deliver in rollerblades?
Are you kidding me? No.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, would have been.
And the next one after that?
Oh my God. What else have I done? I can't remember now off the top of
You're
my
spray
head.
tanning.
Then does it go
I
into...
did spray tanning. I did nails.
You did.
Um,
I was in transition here when you did the nails, so she would always need someone to practice on. So I'd always say to my friends, "Is anyone available?"
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, "Me, me, me."
yeah, it used to take me about 4 hours to do a set of nails when I was practicing. I needed glasses and I didn't have glasses, so I said, no, this is not for me.
Yeah, you didn't like it,
No,
didn't you? Not?
no, I just couldn't see properly.
Let's try.
You
I
were
can't think. What else?
bookkeeping also.
Oh,
for-
yeah.
A
yeah.
masseur.
Pardon?
You were a masseur, masseuse.
Oh, but that's part of the aromatherapy
Okay.
course. Yes, I worked in offices, obviously, mostly in the financial part of it.
Your roles are all just so diverse.
I know. Try my hand at anything. See what
Literally.
happens.
Me and my mum actually used to work together in an office building in town.
Yes.
It was a hotel group,
It was a hotel and hostel group.
hotel and hostel
Yeah.
group. Yeah. So we worked together for 2 years.
Yeah,
About
2
2
years.
years.
It was a good job. I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice memories looking back on.
Yeah, the people there were lovely.
Yeah.
So then, Be a Bell came along, and then Kildora.
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Be a bell first.
Be a Bell first,
Were you
Yeah.
nervous starting Be a Bell?
I wasn't really nervous because I didn't know what was ahead of us.
And that's so true,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I mean, if we'd known what was ahead, we probably wouldn't have started.
Yeah, the first few years were a struggle.
Yeah. Like we were doing it by the skin of our teeth. Like it was just
Yeah.
guesswork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guesswork.
Every meeting we went into, we'd come out like, what?
Learning
What
new terminology.
what were they talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd use all these different terms.
Yeah, and then we'd come out and say, "What does that mean?" And we'd have to go and look it up because we wouldn't have a
Wouldn't have a
clue.
breeze. We literally went into every meeting like,
Oh,
Yeah.
we've
completely
no
blind.
idea what's happening here.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
go in.
Sometimes it's
see
still
what
the
happens.
case.
But
Yeah.
we just said, "Yeah, we can do that, no problem."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
and
yes,
yes. No matter what it was, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So your role in the company is more finance,
Finance.
finance,
Yes.
finance. Yeah, you do all the
Definitely.
finance stuff.
Yeah, the accounts.
Thank
all that.
Thank
Christ.
God.
I know. And I'm looking saying, why me?
So you'd be the more more finance. You all finance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
We don't handle
Yeah.
any money, do we? Whereas
No.
then I would be all marketing,
Creative.
anything creative, anything sales. I do. And then you would be all product management,
Yeah.
the
Kind
general
of float
running,
in and out of a lot of
Admin,
things.
and
all that.
staff.
Yeah.
All the fun stuff. I know, but it's nice. It's
But
nice
it
being able to go
works.
into the different departments when
Yeah.
needed
Does.
as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun. Yeah.
And we're all in the one office.
Yeah.
I did move myself into another office.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Do you remember you used to have to shout through the door?
But I got so much more work done.
We put in a glass partition in the office, so you were on one side
Yeah.
and me and Blanche were on the other. And anytime we'd have to talk to her, be like,
But we liaised with each other so much, so it was like constantly.
"Why were you in there?
Because it was nice and quiet.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah.
You just abandoned us.
Yes.
What made you come back?
You two
We
did.
made her.
Thank God.
You have to get in here. We can't hear you. We can't be shouting through the glass panel.
We should have got like an intercom system or something.
Yeah, I would have turned it off.
I think that's why we work so well together, though, is because we do all have our different strengths.
Yes.
You know, it's not like me and Blonde are both really creative and then we have differences in that.
That would be awful.
Yeah, especially because like, you'd be so like,
I
no.
wouldn't. Yeah.
So that's why it works so well. We let each other
do what we do best.
Yeah.
Which is how it should be. Don't try and control everything, you know. Do what you're good at and then let the other people do what they're good at.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a great team.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Letting people do like their job roles properly.
Yeah. And then obviously we have our dad,
Yes.
your hubby bubby.
My hubby bubby.
And dad loves helping out, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's great.
Yes. And it was kind of his idea as well to start.
To start Be
we
a Bell
never
and
give him
colour.
credit for that.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No, I never really knew that.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah.
Ah,
so I'm
okay.
just putting it out there now.
No, it was because remember before Be a Bell came about, me and Dad were going to set up a makeup brand,
Yes.
which I don't think we've ever talked about.
Maybe not, actually.
I don't remember ever talking about it
You
before.
went into
anyway.
different meetings with companies.
So
wasn't it?
basically, like I started growing this following just accidentally. I didn't even mean to do it. But when it started growing, I started getting approached by brands. And bear in mind, this was like when influencers just came about.
Yes.
So like people were approaching me for like brand deals straight away because it was such a new thing. I was like, grab them quick.
Yeah.
So I remember I got approached twice anyway that I remember. One was for makeup brushes,
Yeah.
and one was for a tan, which is ironic. Yeah.
Yeah. Do
The
it.
makeup brush didn't go ahead. I went and met him on my own. I went and met this man in
On your
Starbucks.
own?
On my own.
Yes.
In Starbucks.
I remember that.
Yeah. And he proposed me with this deal of makeup brushes, which was actually, you know, thinking about it now, it was a really good deal. And I came out of the meeting, I had all the information. I came back to mum and dad, and they're basically like, no, like what are you doing? Like you're making this other person, you know, he's making the money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it on your own and you'll make 100% instead of making whatever percent he had proposed to me?
But then sometimes it works that if you
Sometimes.
do that, you get a gist of what's needed and the experience.
100%.
behind.
Yeah.
I
And
think
a lot of people could be doing their own thing, and that's like a side
Defo.
hustle for them.
Yes.
I think
exactly.
for in my instance, because obviously everyone's situation is so different, but in mine, yous came from the point of we're in business, we can do it ourselves, you know. But say if I didn't,
Brucey.
if I didn't have that support, that's a great avenue to go down.
It is.
You know,
It gives you
It's-
an idea of what's involved.
Yeah. It's exactly.
Yeah.
And if you just don't want the stresses of a business, because
Exactly.
my God, it's stressful.
Oh, yes, it is.
You know, it's
Yeah.
nice to just make a
Yeah.
percentage and you don't have to run anything, you know? So there's pros and cons to everything. Anyway, it wasn't the avenue I was going down. So then Dad was like, I found Polish, so cosmetics is really big in Poland. So he found like a newsletter that goes out to like manufacturers and yada yada yada.
Polish manufacturers.
Polish manufacturers, and you basically describe who you are, blah blah blah. You're looking to like start a cosmetic line, and it goes out to all these manufacturers, and one came back,
Yes.
which is actually like quite a well-known brand.
I remember that one.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got samples, and we were gonna go ahead with it, but at the time I was really really young, and I don't know, it just
Yeah,
How
I
old
think,
were you?
I think Avon was still in college.
19.
And I was probably still working, so.
yeah, it
Wasn't
just
the right
kind of
time.
it
Wasn't the
just
right
and
time.
Thank
also,
God.
also Dad is always so busy as well.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the right time.
No.
But then Be a Bell came along.
Yeah.
So that's like a part of the story as well for
Yeah.
Be a Bell.
Yeah.
And then I think it was about 5 years into Be a Bell that we took Caldora seriously and started planning it and getting our heads in gear for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now here is Caldora up
Yeah.
and running and doing
Yes.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
We
Well,
actually
she
have
is
our
fantastic.
we have our
She's
quarter
brilliant.
one review of Caldora
Yes.
today as well. So
Yeah.
we're all very excited for that.
And quarter two planning.
And quarter two planning. So loads of exciting things coming up for that as well. So did you ever think Be a Bell Beauty would turn into what it is today?
No.
Really?
I knew we were going to really do our best and try and get the brand up and running, but I didn't think we would be so successful so soon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a whole vibe, Murphy.
I thought this was going to be a long, hard slog because the beauty industry is such a tough industry.
It really is.
So
isn't it?
saturated.
Yeah, and it is very saturated.
Especially tan in Ireland.
Oh, especially tan. But we knew we had a good product. We were we were convinced this is a good product. We knew people would like it. We knew it had benefits. Yeah, so, yeah.
Especially starting it from scratch. It was our own.
Yeah.
We did that.
Yeah.
And the unique thing about our Biabel tan is like it suits any age. You know,
It does.
we're obviously I'm 30, Avine's 31, and my mom is
30 plus.
and like mom you still love it. You know, it
Of
suits
course I do.
everyone.
Yes, yeah. Because
And
different product for different people.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and the range is only going to get bigger.
Yes.
Which is so exciting. And also, do you know what I love is when we get feedback from our stockists for where
Yes.
Biabel is stocked, and they come to us and say Biabel is our number one seller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many of our
real-
stockists say that.
Which we hear all the time.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, we love when we hear that.
Yeah. It's no better feeling.
No.
But it is the best, you know?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Was there a moment that you knew this isn't just a hobby? This is our life now?
Yeah.
When?
When I was sitting at the table, my head in my hand saying, what have I done?
What the fuck?
I thought I was retiring.
I don't think any of us saw Biabel as a hobby.
No.
I certainly
no,
didn't.
It was going to be a
No.
business, but we had no idea.
No.
No idea what it involved.
No. No.
Even every day now, we're even learning.
Every day,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the exciting thing, though. You know, it's like what they say: it's about the journey. It's not the
Yeah.
destination. It's you have fun along the way, and that's what life as well is all about. It's not like I want to get to here. It's how do we get to here, and how do we have fun while doing it?
Absolutely. And get to the next destination, and you're like,
What's
What
next?
now? You
Yeah.
know, that's no fun.
You just move on to the next thing straight
Yeah.
away, don't you?
Yeah.
Any goal that we ever hit, it's like, okay, that's done.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
And like we do have our stressful times in
Oh,
work.
gosh, we do.
God, yeah.
Particularly around Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very stressful.
There's always a lot of tears.
Who do you
Yes.
think handles the work stress the least? Like, who's the most dramatic with work
Mom.
stress?
Do you think I am?
You're so bad, isn't she?
Well, we always know when our mom is stressed because her hair is out to here. She hasn't done her hair.
And she comes in the cream cargos. Yeah.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
what
she-
the girls in the office told me. We know we're in for a day, but when you come in with your cargo pants on,
It's I don't give a fuck
Ready
mode.
for war.
yeah, I couldn't give a damn. You're lucky I'm here.
I think it's so funny because, like, ma'am, you're with any of our personal life traumas and things that happen, you're the one person that, like, you just stay calm. You could tell you anything, and it's okay. That's okay. You know what we do now? So calm when it comes to work. Opposite.
Yeah.
It's so
Haywire.
weird how it happens.
Sometimes me and Planet, like, if
We're just
something
like, don't
goes
tell her.
wrong, we're like, don't tell her. Like, we know it's going to get sorted. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, and we even are very good with stress in like a work environment. And it's funny, in my normal environment, I'm not good at stress,
Yeah.
but work, I'm completely fine. If someone ever comes with a problem, we sort it and move on. But yeah, it's just funny how
I thought you were going to say yourself.
me.
Is that who you'd say?
Actually, I don't really know whether it's you, Planet, or you, Avine. Now that you're talking about stress, because I'm thinking in the office, we all have a day where we just break down
Yeah.
and say, I can't do this anymore.
A few tears are shed
Yeah.
sometimes.
Particularly around the Christmas period, because it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
so stressful. You don't want to let anyone down.
Yeah.
You're trying to get everything in and out.
And
And
we
we always say as well, once someone starts crying out of the three of us, we're like, okay, now it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we know the Christmas period is here.
Yeah.
I mean, we love it, but-
between women in business, I think, and men. Men would not cry.
No.
Not
No.
in a million years.
No.
Whereas women just go, ah!
We just let our
but
emotions
we're
out.
also family. So, you know,
That's true.
if we were surrounded by, business minded people,
Yes.
we probably would hold it together.
Oh God,
And
no!
you
I've been in that situation. I did not hold it together either.
Really, ma'am?
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh, I actually remember a time.
in the hotel business.
really?
Oh my God, okay, I was really under pressure there because I hadn't a clue what I was doing.
Shock.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh my God.
And did you break down in front of everyone?
No,
No.
just me.
No, in front of the bosses. And I was going, oh no, but I couldn't stop.
They're men. They're probably like, oh shit,
Yeah,
what do we do?
God help them. They didn't know what to do or where to look. But that is a big difference between women in business and men in business.
Yeah. And also, if one of our staff members comes to us crying, we know how to deal with this.
Yes,
And we're
that's
so
true.
empathetic towards them. And we just know how to like nurture them if they are feeling down or stressed. Because there's been so many times over the year, loads of staff that have come to us with
problems
personal problems and
in their personal life, which is nice that they feel like they can do that.
yeah.
Because then we can help them through it.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
exactly. That's what we always say to the staff, isn't it? If we don't know a problem, we cannot fix it.
Yeah.
Once you tell us, we can fix it, and we will fix it, which is most important.
That's true.
Do you like working with a family, ma'am?
Oh yeah, I think we work well together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we do.
Very convincing.
yeah.
Well, when we all lived together, particularly during COVID, and we worked together, we did have a few
tensions
moments.
were high.
Yeah.
Tensions were high. There was stuff being flung all over the place at one
Yeah.
stage.
Oh, one stage or a few stages.
A few stages.
Yeah, there was a lot of crying.
Yeah. But no, I think it works. I think it works well now.
Yeah. I think the thing with us is we have so much fun together.
Well, that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
we laugh and laugh and laugh.
Yeah.
I
Everything
remember-
is funny.
Do you remember the first time we went to Cosmoprof?
Ah.
Because we hadn't a clue what was ahead of us. I think we laughed the whole weekend.
Yeah.
It was
Literally.
so funny.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Even just sitting in the restaurants for dinner and
Yeah.
we'd just be crying laughing. We were so giddy. We were
Yeah.
like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I love when we like go to trade shows or do anything that like we're completely overtired for.
Yeah.
I love when we get in that overtired state that we're just everything is funny.
Yeah.
Like it's just giggle central.
Giggle McGee's.
You know what's also funny is like you were saying like, you know, what's it like working with family, but it's funny, you know, because we don't just work together as family. We also see each other 24/7 as well. Like we finish work and then we're all like, will we go to the pub?
Yeah. Friday work drinks are
Oh,
best.
Well, you see, you have to have the Friday evening one.
Yeah.
They're
You
the
do,
best, aren't
yeah.
they?
Yeah. A
Definitely.
little recap of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or then we'll
Yeah.
go see each other on the weekend. We see each other sometimes midweek after work. We go on holidays together.
Oh, God, yeah.
Work and personal.
We're planning our summer holiday at the moment.
Yeah. But myself and John are going for 2 weeks. They're going for 1 week.
Ah,
yeah.
yeah.
Raving is, yeah.
There's no getting rid of her.
I'm like a leech.
I don't know. Do you ever find it hard to keep it professional because we're family?
In what sense? In a meeting?
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking like in meetings or maybe if we ever have fights, we probably get a little bit out of control.
You do.
We should be a little bit more
You should be.
professional.
Exactly. Yes. And I'm going, shh. Girls, please stop.
We're both so fiery, it just happens.
Yeah. And I can't shut them up.
I think in meetings we don't call our mom in meetings.
No.
We call you Susan. Or
Yes.
even in front of the staff we would always or try our best to call you Susan.
Yeah. It doesn't always work.
Yeah. Sometimes like Mom.
I remember when Mum first came out with that, like, not rule, but it was like, I'd prefer if you did this. Blonde, it was like, you're our mom. Like, you are our mom. Because she is.
I know that.
She'll never fucking forget.
Nathan was kind of a real happy-go-lucky, bouncy little baby. Then Lana came along and she used to throw a tantrum in the supermarket that I had to pick her up and go out to the car and leave all the shopping there.
That bad.
Oh, awful.
I was fiery from the get go.
Oh my God. And then Avon be toddling up behind me.
Do.
That's a Roisin always says.
Yeah, that was you. That was you, Blanche, yeah.
She was my little shadow.
Yeah, I followed Avon everywhere, didn't
yes, yeah. So when we went on holidays, Avon would always make the friends. Always. She'd come up to me and I'd made my friend, and she'd be bringing whoever with her, and Blanche would say, "Oh, they're my friends too."
Pottering on behind us.
Yeah. So Blanche.
So was I shy then as a kid?
Well, you would never make. It was always Avon that made the friends, and then
Really?
you'd
I
be-
feel like as we got older, it's kind of switched.
Yeah.
Because you're more like, yeah, I'll talk to anyone, blah, blah, blah. And then
Yeah.
I'm more like, I
Reserved.
only have energy for people like, I want to be around and stuff.
Yeah.
Or not even that. If I don't know them, it's like,
You're just yeah, it's just an effort.
yeah.
Oh right. Yeah.
That is funny, when we do go to events or just out in general.
Yeah, yeah. I need to be in the mindset first. If I'm not in the mindset, then
Yeah.
I'm just like switched off.
Yeah. But when you were kids, it was always you that made the friends.
Oh,
And
that's
Blanche would
funny.
be toddling along behind you.
My friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about Sean?
Sean, oh my God, you used to tease Sean something awful. The poor child.
Hilarious stories of that.
Oh my God, you used to paint his face. You did everything you could possibly do to him.
I remember one time we were in a restaurant and in a pub or
We
restaurant.
were
I can't
in a
remember.
pub in Ternier Village.
And we were like, Sean, lie back. We're going to give you a massage. So he lied back on our laps, and we were giving him a massage. And then we were like, close your eyes. So he closed his eyes, and then we got a sachet of mustard.
Yeah, we were like,
put it
"Now,"
all into his
we're like,
mouth.
open your mouth and say ah. And he was like, ah.
And we were like, he literally sat over me. He just goes,
got sick
Got sick
everywhere.
all over the table.
Yeah.
I remember another time we flushed his head down the toilet.
That's bullies. That's what bullies
We
do.
were in the restaurant and we picked him upside down and dipped his hair in the toilet.
I do remember that because he came out with his hair wet. And I said, what happened to you?
What happened, John?
That was in that
They flushed my
Chinese place. What was it? Wagamama.
Wagamama. I can't
Yeah, I
imagine.
think
It was
it
a
was,
restaurant.
Oh, it's very funny.
But anyway, now he's bigger than us and stronger than
Yeah,
us.
he's
yeah.
absolutely
I tell you.
annihilated us.
Yeah.
I always remember that moment when he started getting bigger than us and was like, oh, shit. I can't do anything anymore.
So we are all obviously very out there from children.
Clearly.
if you do say.
In school, I used to dread going to the parents-teacher meeting.
Oh really?
I used to say, now girls, please, if there's anything I should know before I go down here, please tell me now. I don't want to be hit with something I'm not expecting.
Oh my God, were you hit?
I was such a daydreamer in school.
Yes.
Like I just never really did anything.
You just didn't care.
I just didn't do my homework, didn't do anything. And I got in trouble for it, but I was just like, I don't care. I was just so placid and blah, blah, blah. Whereas you were bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were cheeky.
Yeah.
You were cheeky, yeah.
I didn't like being told what to do. And that's what it all boiled down to for me. If someone told me what to do, I instantly was like, oh, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because which is just such a stupid thing.
Yes.
But it's like
It's very immature.
just because they told me, I was like, well, I'm doing it anyway. You're not going to tell me I'm not doing that.
I used to get a detention so many times as well that I stopped going. And then one time I got caught smoking in school. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember that? And Dad got brought into the principal's office.
Oh, maybe I wasn't around because usually it would have been me down there.
Maybe, yeah,
So I
because it was
don't
funny
think I-
Dad was there.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was usually
He was probably
me.
out working and just got a call.
Yes,
You were called to the school many a times, weren't you?
I was. Yeah, for you, Blonde. Mostly. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, those were the days. I remember a teacher,
teachers.
my year head, come up to me and be like, if you can't abide by rules and let people tell you this from that, you're never going to hold down a job. And I remember saying, but I don't want to work under someone.
Duh.
Why do you think I'm going to work for someone? And didn't a teacher say something to you before? You're never going to get anywhere in life or something.
Yeah, I think it was because when I was in primary school, like, I was so young, and me and my friends, they thought we had like this clique, but they pulled me aside and they were like, "No, we know you're the ringleader, and you know that's not good and gonna get you anywhere in life and all this." And I was just kind of like, "It's just me and my friends playing, like, you know." But obviously they saw it from a different side, whereas we were just kids having fun. But anyway, here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
I actually, it's kind of mean now that I look back, but I, in 6th year, got awarded a medal for having the most lates in school ever. I think that's quite mean.
It is mean.
My teacher gave that to me in front of everyone.
Oh,
Like, in the
right.
whole of the school, you've gotten the most lates ever recorded.
Yeah, that is a mean thing to do.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was kind of like, thank you. What do I say here? I was like, well, at least it's my first medal ever.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
Did you ever worry about us? Because obviously we both weren't good in school in different aspects. Did you ever worry about us? Like, how are they going to be okay in later life? Like, they can't even get through school.
Well,
like.
you always made it very clear you wanted to do makeup, hair, or beauty. You were always very
Yeah.
adamant that's the route you were going down.
Mm.
So I knew that academically you weren't going to get the points.
Let's be real. So I knew you were stupid.
No, I never said you were stupid.
We're joking.
Academically.
Just not academic.
You just didn't want it.
No.
Yeah, you just didn't want it. Well, it just wasn't your thing.
No. And I knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I hyper focused on
Yeah.
what I wanted.
Yes. And then Aveen, you kind of didn't know what you wanted. So you didn't
No,
for
I've
a
had a lot
long,
of
long time. And then
things I
you
wanted to do.
decided you wanted to do social work or social studies. And you did really well in college.
So, yeah. I mean, I did so bad in my leaving cert, like less than 200 points. I can't even remember what I got. Shock, my memory. But then I went into my college.
You did a
and
PLC.
I did a PLC first for a year, and then I went in to do my social science degree. And I was top of my class.
Yes.
And I remember I did a psychology test, and I got the most points in the whole class.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, this is I went literally from getting the worst in the class to now I'm actually doing something I'm interested in.
Yeah, I think
getting
that
top
was
class.
it. You were
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I graduated my social science degree with a first class honours.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's mad though, isn't it?
is. Of course it
When
is.
you're doing something you don't give a shit about. So yeah, it just goes to show how important it is to focus on what you're good at in
Wow,
life.
you remember that straight away.
Yeah.
Where we were.
Yeah.
We had to take a moment's break because the camera was too hot.
Oh, I was going to say, they're not going to get that. Our camera
She just went,
overheated.
our camera
I
overheated.
was
'cause
going,
of the sun.
oh, that's good.
Were you saying that as well?
Yeah.
So Aveen's memory is really bad and so is my mum's.
Yeah, I get it from my mum.
Oh,
Thanks.
shocking.
Thanks for that, mum.
So bad.
Yeah, that's why when you're asking me for childhood memories, I'm going,
I don't remember you.
Yeah.
children.
haven't a
I
clue.
don't remember when you were babies. Who are you?
But is there any like embarrassing memories from growing up that just live in your head that you're like, Jesus?
About us?
Just family.
Oh, now, Aveen, you need to put that question to me like 24 hours ago. And I'll ask your dad because he remembers everything.
Is Dad here?
No.
I can't think, girls, to tell you the truth. I've forgotten. I've been traumatised.
They obviously haven't been that bad then.
I've been traumatised. I don't want to remember. There's a black hole in there.
I can't actually even really think of one though, can you?
Like embarrassing moments?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Family.
I think, especially now that we're
Oh,
older.
I have a
like-
good one actually. I don't know how embarrassing it is, but it's kind of funny. When we were kids and we were in America and we were trying to drive to Disneyland and we ended up in like Skid Row or something. We were in a ghetto part. Do you not remember this?
Oh, I do.
It's like you're looking at me weird.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not remember this?
Yeah, no, I remember it was during the riots in the States. I can't remember how long, many years ago, we're going back now. And we decided, my brother lives there. So we went over to him for a holiday and we decided, now he lives in the top of California, and we decided we go down to Disneyland, the original Disneyland, for a day or two. You were very young and
How young were we?
Oh, like I was like 6, 7. Was
So
it?
I would have been
no.
like 5.
Really, really young. And we were driving down, we were hitting Los Angeles, and all of a sudden there was a diversion off the highway. And we diverted, and we ended up in South Central LA. And there was buildings burning, smoke coming out of the buildings on either side of us. And I remember John saying to my brother Paul, are we going the right way? And Paul says, yeah, no problem.
But then there was police officers
But then
nearby.
we had to stop at a crossroads because the light was red. And next minute, this police car pulls up beside us and saying, what did they say to him? God damn it, what are you doing here? This is South Central LA. Get the hell out of here.
And my dad turned to them and goes, "We're trying to find Disneyland." And we got escorted out.
So they escorted us out of,
Wow.
South Central. Yeah. That was a bit frightening, I have to say.
Was it?
Yeah, because there was riots. There was drive-by shooting.
Come on, John, we'll go this way.
We're very responsible parents.
This way to Disneyland, I'm sure of it.
Actually,
Sorry,
Paul,
officer.
Paul said Anaheim. He didn't want to say Disneyland. And John was saying Disneyland.
It's a good point,
That's
we
funny.
don't really have embarrassing stories because we're not really that type of family, are we?
Well, I'm sure there was plenty. I just can't remember them.
But I mean, like, we
We
laugh.
take them as funny moments.
We laugh. We're not very serious people,
No.
So we laugh everything off. But there's probably loads of funny stories that we have.
God, yeah.
Oh, do you remember the time? There was one funny. We were late catching the plane back from
That's what I was
Spain.
thinking.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
In the car?
We
No.
were in the car.
Us as Murphs, we're classic. We're all late.
We're all late.
We're all late
For everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like that's just it.
Yeah.
Now, we had started off and we had plenty of time to get to the airport in Malaga.
We
But
stopped for coffee and everything.
We stopped for McDonald's.
stopped for McDonald's on the way.
Yeah.
And that was our downfall.
Yeah.
Because when we got back in the car, John was saying, oh, we don't really have an awful lot of time. Anyway, by the time we got to the airport, we had no time. You were all quite young.
Yeah, very young.
The car was chock-a-block with suitcases.
Yeah, and it wasn't a normal car. It was a big.
It was
like
it was a rental car.
It was a big one.
It was a big car, and we couldn't find where to leave the rental car. We couldn't find it. We were getting lost, so we were going around the airport, and like it was seriously, we had about 10 minutes to check in.
Yeah,
and we
then-
hadn't even got out of the car yet. And John says, "Oh, for God's sake, feck this!"
No, he took a wrong turn.
No, so we were driving down a kind of a dual carriageway.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was bushes down the middle,
Yeah.
the central
Yeah.
aisle, and John says, "Feck this!" He actually drove through the bushes to do a U-turn.
Like literally bushes up to about here. My dad would just go, "Fuck it!" Turned in.
It wasn't
We
even.
could have landed on the runway.
It was also a Spanish dual carriageway.
Yes,
it
it
may
was.
as well have been a motorway. You know
Yeah.
that thing in the middle of a motorway? Like that's what we drove
Yeah.
through.
Just lucky enough, they were just bushes.
Yeah.
Anyway, he stopped the car outside the airport. We just, come on, kids, grab a bag. Let's go. We ran, and literally 2 minutes before they closed.
Yeah, we made
check
it.
in. We made it.
Yeah.
We ran for the airport so many times. Oh my God. do you
Too
remember-
many times.
Do you remember that time we went to Birmingham? Was it Birmingham? Yeah. For work. We went for a trade show. And my mom was like, this would have been one of our first UK work trips. Mom was like, we're in Birmingham. We have to get an Indian.
Oh yeah. Just before the airport,
She
we were
was-
like, "We need something to eat."
It was dead set though. If we're in Birmingham, we have to get an Indian. So we did the trade show. It was a 1-day trade show. And we looked up an Indian. I found one nearby.
Yes.
But we got there and it was, first of all, it was like a takeaway.
Yeah, with a few tables and chairs in it.
So anyway, we ordered away. And then we ordered and we were all sitting there just la-di-da-di-da. And then we kind of realised the time and we were like, oh
Where
my.
is
And they
our
were
dinner?
taking so long. We were like, "Sorry, can you just bring
So-
everything all out at once?"
Yeah. And then it got to the point where like, we're actually going to be late for our plane. We need you to bring it out
Yeah.
like now.
Yeah.
Next of all, your man comes around the corner.
With a trolley.
Hot tamale with a trolley. With a trolley. with a trolley with all of our dishes on it, like running towards us. Plonks.
He was literally putting them down the table and we were eating them as they were going down. We had no time.
Ordered a taxi whilst eating.
Yes.
I've never ate an Indian so fast.
And not only that, by the time we got to the airport, we were still running late.
were late.
So we had to run through the airport.
With a belly full of Indian.
Too many running through the airport stories.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
funny.
like doing that anymore.
No.
No, I'd like to be
Yeah.
just not that kind of person, but
Yeah, my
Here we are.
sister-in-law just dreads listening to us.
really.
Yeah, 'cause she's always on time or early.
Jane,
Yeah, she just can't handle it. I don't even want to hear.
we're so bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, do you remember that? In Ibiza we came, was that Ibiza? Morocco. We were coming back from Morocco and we were like, well, let's offer a bit of sushi. So we all sat down, ate our
I
sushi.
don't remember that.
All of a sudden, Amelia copped us. Amelia was like, guys, our plane is about to take off. We were all like, what? We obviously weren't paying attention to the time, yet again.
Yeah.
We all got up and legged us to the gate.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember that,
I
Evie?
remember the sushi. I don't remember running to the gate though.
I have a video of
They're
us
all
all running.
blurring into one at the stage.
Oh, the trains in Milan to get to Bologna.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God.
poor Amelia. She's always part of our running, isn't she?
Yeah, she always happens to be there, but she always whips out the camera and she's like,
Yeah.
She's so used to us though as well, you know.
We
'Cause-
literally just about made that train.
yeah, because we
Yeah.
were late first of all, but second of all, when we actually got there, there's so many platforms at the train station.
Yeah.
We were right in the middle, and we were like, okay, the platform is to the left. Oh, that's my right. These Aperols are going down swimmingly. But we got to the middle and we were like, okay, the train's on the left. So we all ran to the other side of the station and we were looking, we were like, where's the train? And Amelia was like, it's the other end.
Oh yeah.
And we had to run the whole length of the
Oh,
train
we
station.
had 3 minutes to get that.
3 minutes.
Hello.
Hello.
Roisin's here now and our
Yeah.
dad.
That was funny.
That was
Or
very
the
funny.
shawarma.
Oh yeah, we meant to tell this story
You have to tell us.
when we were doing our Paris podcast, which is actually our first podcast, and we forgot. But we went to Paris for a trade
One
show.
night. We had one night in Paris.
Yeah.
One night in Paris, yes.
First
we
time
go,
we
Evie.
were all there together.
Yeah.
One night in
It
Paris.
was very special.
We looked up all these restaurants because we knew where to go because we'd been there before.
Yeah, and we
were-
wanted to go particularly we were like Caesar.
Yeah,
It's where
love Caesar.
it's where celebrities go.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I was having none of it.
My mom was like, no, girls, honestly, I'm going to take you to this area in Paris and it's beautiful. And we'll
It
have
is
a gorgeous
beautiful.
meal.
It was a half an hour out of the city.
No, it's in the city.
It was not.
What is in the city?
It was a half an hour.
It was half an
taxi.
hour taxi.
Yes, from our hotel. But if you didn't decide to put on these like 10-inch heels,
It was our one night.
we would have got there.
We have to get content.
Anyway, we got there, and of course, all of the restaurants were closing.
Yes, because it was 10 o'clock.
So, what was the only place that was open, ma'am?
A shawarma.
A shawarma.
So we ate in a takeaway.
What's it a takeaway?
It was.
No, it was just down a few
You call that a
steps in the
restaurant?
cellar.
we were in the cellar.
We were just
yeah.
in the basement.
We weren't even like out in Paris stars or anything. No, we were in a shawarma cellar.
Yeah, but they were lovely.
They were.
They were really nice.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And it's a great memory. Like it's funny.
It's such a-
just
You
hilarious
see, you
that it
would
was our one
never
night.
have had that experience if I hadn't come with you.
Anytime we see a
You can go
shawarma
to
now, we're like,
Caesar's
"Mom,
anytime.
Mom wants a shawarma.
It's so funny because Mom's the opposite, isn't she? Mom likes her luxury.
Yeah, her friends call her Queenie.
Don't they, Mom?
They do. Don't know why.
We didn't lick it off a stone.
We definitely
No,
didn't.
that's true. No.
You like what you like, isn't
I
it?
do, yes.
You like your comfort
should.
and and like
Yeah.
as you should.
Hmm.
It's like me and Aving, we were only saying on our last podcast or the one when we were in Milan. We were like, all our hotels are 4-star and up now. We're not going lower. You would be 5-star and up.
I've gone to plenty of dives in my time backpacking. Believe you me.
She just
I've
came
done the
back from
whole
Sri Lanka
shebang.
and she had a personal chauffeur for the whole 2 weeks.
Not just me. Her
Her and her friends. I hope me and my friends are like that and we're all
Yeah, your goals,
Oh,
man.
sure.
You are goals.
You only get one life.
You do.
You really
only
do.
get one life.
Okay, so I think we should do some quick fire questions.
Okay.
So,
Wait, I think we should. Yeah, go on.
ma'am, who's more high maintenance, me or Blana's?
High maintenance. Probably Blonde.
Yeah.
No.
Took you really long.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say me straight away.
Well, I'm kind of thinking, what way do you mean high maintenance?
Well, what?
Like-
Like, tell us how you're
Do you know
thinking
what,
of it.
Aileen? Maybe you can be a bit because you won't go outside the front door without any makeup on you.
Yeah, but that's my anxiety.
But Blonde will.
that all goes into maintenance, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I have really, really bad anxiety, and I have not left the house without makeup on since I can remember.
Oh, yeah.
And she has the most beautiful skin, doesn't she, ma'am?
fabulous. I remember turning around the car when you were about 14 or 15, and all you got was this orange thing.
It took me a while to get it right.
Oompa loompa. I think that's
my
where the idea of a tan came.
We need to fix this
It's
problem.
like my security blanket.
Yeah,
But your skin is so beautiful.
and
When
always
you-
has been.
And when you
Thank
just
you.
wear tan, it's so much nicer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like, I'd go to the pool on holidays, and no, I wouldn't go to the beach without
No.
makeup on. Yes, that is definitely high maintenance.
Yeah. So in that way, I would
Touch and
say-
go for both, I
yeah,
suppose.
Mm.
We like our luxuries.
Yeah.
We definitely do.
What's your guilty pleasure TV show?
TV.
Bridgerton.
Oh, I love those shows. Yeah, the period dramas. Love
Yeah.
them.
You always did, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. I just love them. Yeah, I'll watch them again and again.
Tan or makeup?
For me, probably.
Tan, you never wear makeup.
Well, I do wear makeup. I always wear mascara.
Oh,
Always,
okay. I
always,
was
always.
thinking more foundation. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like tinted.
Yeah, you
makeup.
do.
Yeah, and I like the gradual tan. That suits me down to the ground.
Yeah, you do love that,
You love
don't
the
you?
gradual tan, don't
Yeah.
you?
Who's more dramatic in a crisis, me or Blonde?
Ooh, now there's a thought. I would think you, Avine.
More dramatic?
Yeah.
Why me?
Because you just lose it. You just lose your shit if something goes wrong. Like it's
Yeah. I do feel
Give
like
me
that.
an example.
You get overwhelmed.
Yeah,
I do in my personal life. If
Yeah.
something goes,
yeah. But I think if to do with an emergency, you like forget it.
I would say the opposite.
Do with an emergency, no, because you always think the worst things that
Well,
happen.
that's true.
you always think like, okay, if that happens, well, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I do think of the worst.
You're good in like a sense of like emotional stuff.
Yes, you would be.
Like if the house is on fire.
But this is a dramatic,
down
yeah,
more.
this
Yeah.
is a dramatic. I'd be like
Yeah.
putting everyone on my back.
Do you remember you got the phone call to say that there was someone in the house?
Oh yes,
I was just going to tell
Oh,
that
were you?
story.
Tell us.
I was in the house and I didn't think anyone else was here. And I was in our kitchen and we have a skylight in our kitchen. And I thought I heard rustling on the roof. And I was like, oh my God, someone is on the roof. Someone's trying to break in. So I left the house and I went across the road to a cul-de-sac and went over to our neighbours who weren't in. So I rang my dad and I was like, Dad, I've left the house. Someone was in there. Someone was in the house. My dad was like, Jesus Christ. He was like, stay outside. I'm calling the guards. And then I looked over and I seen Blonde's car in the driveway. And I was like, Dad, Blonde's still in the house.
So I'm doing my makeup. I was going to English to my work, doing my makeup in the mirror. Next of all, I got a call from Avine. I was like, hello. She was like, Belana, there's someone in the house. You need to get out of the house. And I go, what? I thought-
Now.
Oh, yeah, I thought she was messing. She goes, I've just rang Mom. The guards are on the way. There's someone
out.
in the house. Get out now.
So Blonde came running outside
Running?
in her dressing gown. And then next thing, the Garda car pulled up and it didn't even stop. And the 4 Garda jumped out with their batons. Running.
Batons.
Their batons.
Baton.
She's still in Paris.
A baton.
They're batons. You know you've never been hit with one anyway.
Oh my God. Me and Blonde were just standing there watching them and
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening?
They're on our roof. They were everywhere.
They were searching the whole house.
Yeah, they were
It
very
was terrifying.
Yeah,
Good,
they were
good.
very quick.
Yeah.
They were really good.
The car
Yeah.
hadn't even stopped and they all jumped
Yeah.
out with their
Yeah.
sticks. It was so funny. And then 2 minutes later, my dad comes swerving around the corner and doing 90.
Aving fucking causing mayhem on the road. Two of us shaking as if there's someone in our house. Like,
Turns out there was no one in the house. But the Gardaí did say to me that people in our area were robbing bikes at that time. And they were like, they could have been jumping over your roof to see if you had bikes.
Ah,
So I was like, wasn't just me.
yes, it was.
Well, maybe.
and
And ma'am, what's your go-to takeaway order?
Hello, Indiana Jones.
where did the Indian thing come from with you and Dad? So you and Dad get an Indian every Saturday.
Well, we lived in London for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
When John finished his college, there was no work in Ireland at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he emigrated over to London because I think most of his class in university had gone over there. There was loads of work. He did architectural technician. And so there was loads and loads of work over there. So I waved goodbye to him on the Stena line.
Was it sad?
It was sad, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were going down with his parents.
Oh, no way.
Well, we went
Guatemala.
into town on a Saturday afternoon and we came back out with a ticket for John to London.
Over there, make
On
money.
you pop.
Off you go, John.
Go make the moolah.
Make your millions. Yeah, no, he went over, but like most of his class was over in London, so he had plenty of places to stay. And stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, and then I followed on soon afterwards, and so we lived in London, and as you know, London has a big diversity of cuisines, and one of them was Indian, and we just took to it like duck to water.
Yeah, you really did.
Yeah, yeah, we lived in Bayswater, which is right in the centre of London, near Hyde Park. And there used to be an Indian down the road from us, and that's where we used to
It just
go.
became your thing.
It became our thing. We just love Indian food.
Yeah.
And do you know another fun fact actually is that my mum made her wedding dress herself.
Yes.
You made it over in London as well.
Yes,
That's pretty cool.
I did.
And did you make the bridesmaids' dresses
And
as
the
well?
bridesmaids. Yeah.
And me and Blonde's Deb's dresses.
And Geraldine's bridesmaids' dresses.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's another thing, you were actually a dressmaker.
Yeah, that's true.
Forgot about that one.
Well, my mother was a great dressmaker.
Oh,
That's where I
Granny was
learned
Granny had
great.
great style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was such a fashionista, wasn't she?
Yeah, she always very glamorous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so glamorous. That's definitely where you get it from.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
so glam.
Yeah. Very glam.
Yeah.
Also, before we move off the Indian point, isn't that where Dad proposed to you in an Indian restaurant?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Can't remember the name, but yeah, it was in London as well.
Did he ask you, "Will you marry
Yes,
me"?
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Aww.
How-
He's a softie.
I know. How did you and Dad meet originally?
Up in Mary's Rugby Club.
Was it?
Yes.
Did you know that?
No, I thought it was school.
Yeah, I
We
thought it
both
was
went to the
school
same
as well.
school.
No. So a lot of the rugby clubs in Dublin used to have what they called socials, or the tennis clubs.
Which were discos.
Yeah, but what the bar would open, so there'd be a bar, but there'd be dancing and music and all that. So you'd spend your weekends going from one social to another to another. So there'd be Wanderers, there'd be Mary's Rugby Club, there'd be Temple Oak Tennis Club, there'd be the tennis club in town. I can't think of it now at the moment, but everyone had a social.
Had a social.
Yeah, so you'd spend your life going from one to the other. Yeah, but they were like they'd be on till 2 or 3 in the morning. Then you'd usually end up in Rathmines at Abracababra because there was nowhere else open.
I didn't know Abracadabra was out around that long.
Yes, and you'd have a veggie kebab because we didn't like the meat.
No way.
Yeah, or else there was a place on Portobello Bridge we used to go to. It was the Gigs place it was called. So there was very few places open.
Okay.
So
And
you
what
met
happened
same
at this?
people.
Oh,
Again.
okay.
But how old are you?
I suppose we started from about, 16, 17.
And what
until
happened? Like,
into your 20s.
did he just? Do you remember? Did he come over to you?
He
and-
asked me to dance, yes.
Did he?
I have this dance.
Oh my god, that's
I
so.
have this.
Because there were slow dances then.
Oh no way.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm really showing my age.
That's so.
Yeah, so you'd have a
sweet.
fast set and then a slow set. So you'd have 3 slow dances.
Okay.
So that's when everyone asked.
Oh, that's when you were asked.
Yes.
This is coming. And did you like him straight away? Were you straight away like, oh, he's nice? Or were you like, ah?
Yeah, no, we met, we had a dance. Yeah, and then but I went home by myself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you'd meet again.
Okay, at the social.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Socials, yeah.
And then what about the Debs?
The
And
was
then
gonna
I
say the-
asked him to my Debs. Because you had to ask a fella then.
Yeah. You still
And-
do.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You know.
Okay.
But not only that, you went around to his family home, knocked on the
Oh,
door,
I had to knock on the door.
and asked for John.
Yeah, yeah.
That must
That
have
is
been
so brave.
so nerve
Well,
wracking.
yeah, it was nerve-wracking, but that's what you had to do.
There's no texting.
No.
Yeah.
I tell you, Dad was
Texting.
so
The
embarrassed. I tell you, Dad was so embarrassed, was he?
Oh, I tell you, it was
Like very-
mortifying.
Yeah, because
So
I remember
shy.
our aunties saying this story, and they were like, "John, go out to her. She's out there." But he didn't take the hint or something, wasn't
yeah,
it?
of course he didn't.
Wait, so
you were
what was
hinting
it?
at it.
I was hinting at it, and he had went home because he used to see each other at mass.
Oh
After
yeah.
mass, then we'd be walking home, and I'd be chatting to him, and I'd be mentioning it in the hope he'd say something. But of course, he never took the hint. Of course not. So I had to actually ask him.
Yeah, so my dad went home to all his sisters and was like, "Oh, I was talking to Susan. She was saying this," and they were all like, "You fucking idiot! She was hinting." And then she showed up at the door and
Yeah.
actually did it herself.
Yes, I did.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
But my dad used to see you at mass, didn't he?
yeah.
And then he'd go home and he'd listen to a certain song.
yeah.
So he'd sit in between 2 speakers, either side of his
He's gonna
head.
kill you for saying this.
Yeah, but it's a great story.
He's gonna kill you.
And he used to play the song. What was it?
Crying
over you. Thinking about my mom.
My
I
aunties
don't know
love
why he
telling
was
us crying.
crying.
An emotional guy.
Ah,
So
and then
sweet.
you was married at 22,
Yep.
which is so young.
Well, we actually were living in London for a year before we got married.
Oh.
So it didn't feel as if we were young.
No, and it's so different, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah. yeah.
Isn't it?
yes. yes,
Hopefully.
it is, girls.
Oh, I have one more question before we move off. What would be your advice to like everyone out there for like a happy life and a good, just a good life? What would be your one thing you would say?
I don't know. I think you need to follow your dreams. Just, I don't know, treat people as you would want them to treat you. And never let anyone tell you can't do something.
Yeah. Do it better.
Yeah, because you can. Anyone can do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, follow your dream. Believe in yourself. It can be very hard sometimes.
Yeah.
the limit does not exist.
Yeah, and don't care what other people think.
Yes. I love that one.
Yeah.
Don't care what other people think.
No.
Yeah.
You've always said that to us.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is great because now you can help us with our sisterly advice.
Ooh. My God, do you give us your own advice, don't you?
I do. A lot.
We're all very
24/7.
we're all very close. So, you know, if we ever have something that happens in our life, you can bet your bottom dollar like our mom will know. So she gives us advice all the time. So it's great now to get her perspective on our sisterly advice.
Yes. So we got a dilemma in from a listener. Thank you so much, guys, for sending in your dilemmas. Make sure that you just send in anything and we'll...
The season's finished.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You're on a roll. Keep
Well,
going.
so this is very in keeping with this episode as well, which is great. But I started a small business and now my mum wants to take over everything. I love her, but she's driving me mad. what do I do? I think that's very relatable for a lot of people.
I thought you were going to say for us. She's
but-
taking over.
Like you can see a lot of people, like moms, like they feel like they're helping.
Yes.
But really sometimes it's like, just
think-
let me do it.
I think a lot of moms can be very overbearing.
Yeah.
You're not, obviously.
Well, they don't mean to be, I don't think. I
no,
think
it's because they care.
Yeah, they just don't want to see you fail. But sometimes you just have to make the mistakes yourself.
But you
What
really think that,
advice
don't you?
Yeah.
would you give to this girl?
She needs to tell her mum.
Mm.
She needs to tell her how she feels and say, look, I really do appreciate your help, but I need to do this for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to make my mistakes, and I'm more than happy to ask you for some advice, but I need to do this myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some solid advice.
Yeah. What do you think about Sister Secrets, the podcast? Like, what's your view on it, and how do you think the season went?
Oh, I think the season went very well. Yeah.
Did you
I
watch
think-
every episode?
Yeah, I think you got. Yeah, I did. Thanks, everyone. I think it went very well. How do you feel it went?
Loved it.
It's so much fun.
Yeah,
Loved it.
Just chatting.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I feel like people can get to know us on a deeper level.
Defo.
But I think it was so cute when we were in Italy at the trade show and Dad was over and you and Dad were just lying on the bed waiting for us to get ready. And they
yeah.
had the phone in the middle of them and they're both just lying on their backs listening to the podcast. It was adorable.
That was the one with Chris, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cute.
Actually, he was on the telly last night, Chris. He
Yeah.
was great.
Dad rang
Yeah.
me. I put it on straight away.
Yeah,
Spoke very well.
He did speak very, very well.
I need to watch that. What was
Yeah.
it on?
Addiction. I can't remember the name of it.
No.
It was like
RTE, was it?
It was RTE.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good program,
It
wasn't
was
it?
a very good
Was it
program.
nationwide or anything like that? Was
No,
it?
No, it was
on
like-
the evening time.
It was like addiction. The harrowing truth or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh my God, I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
very interesting.
Unreal. Well, thanks so much for joining us on our
You're
season
more than
finale.
Will you
I
be
wanna-
back?
No.
What do we think? Should Susan come back? I think there's a lot more stories there, ma'am.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember. My memory is shocking. You need
Donna to remember for
you
us.
need John on here.
I
for the-
know.
for the
Should we get that
stories.
out to say
maybe,
bye?
maybe we can convince our dad to come
Yeah,
on.
maybe next season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we have
Working
next season. If you guys are interested,
Yes.
let us know.
Well, thank you so much for all your support. We had so much fun throughout the whole season, every episode.
Yeah.
It
So
was
much
just
fun.
Just as fun as each other.
Yeah.
Also different. And here's our dad.
Ah!
That's it, folks.
Bye.
Bye.